Hi guys, welcome to What the Flow. I'm Sophia Silva, and today we're going to be talking about alien parties and introverts and some other crazy, cool, fun stuff. Our guest, Marlena Hunter, is a cognitive behavioral therapist, and she focuses on stress and anxiety. She's also the co-author of 100 Ways to Overcome Shyness. I highly recommend that you check it out.
Ready.
Sophia Silva is a positive psychology coach who shares with her audiences the knowledge of leading figures to provide a roadmap for people who are interested in leading a life worth living. This is What the Flow with Sophia Silva.
Thank you for joining me, Marlena.
Oh, thank you too.
Excited to have you on.
Yes, me too.
So let's talk about costume parties and alien costume parties and how that relates to
Shyness.
to shyness. Yeah.
Yes, I think it has a lot to relate to shyness. For example, one friend, actually it's someone I'm working with in therapy, she was telling me at her new job, she's seen a flyer that the people are having like some alien party.
Yeah.
And she said, no way, I'm going to that. This is just weird.
Yeah.
And I thought, yeah, maybe it's strange, but also I thought maybe these people are shy. This is a good way to kind of camouflage yourself. If you're shy, you can go to a costume party and wear a little masquerade mask and just be yourself.
And I think it's also like joining interest groups like that, especially if you are shy, and that's an easy way to kind of overcome your shyness or find a group of people that you're not so shy with, right? I know you kind of focus on that as well.
Actually, I was doing some research, and they said about 40% of people admitted to being shy. So
really?
40% is a lot, right?
Yeah, that is a lot. That's almost half the
I know. Yeah. So if you say you're not shy, you're fooling yourself.
Do you know if they're shy all the time, or if people are maybe shy in some instances and in others they're not, or around some people they're shy and around other people they're very comfortable?
Well, it was an 800 people survey.
Okay.
So I don't know the details of what it entailed, but it was like a broad, like general scope of, all different types of situations. So I would say in all situations, in universal, it's basically the same too, that the majority of the people do consider themselves to be shy.
Yeah.
And so situations like we're talking about costume parties and other stuff like in relationships.
Yeah.
That can be a biggie as well.
So why are people shy in relationships?
Relationships, because some people fear being rejected. Somebody may fear of like not being accepted. So those are huge things. If somebody doesn't accept you for who you are, it can be very hurtful, and a lot of studies out there do study of the brain, and as far as the neuroreceptors there that are for opiates, which are the pain receptors. So the same receptors that are activated when someone is feeling physical pain are the same receptors we feel when we are having like social rejection.
Really?
Yes.
So it's a very like strongly distasteful feeling.
Yes.
Like really,
Yes.
that makes a lot of sense now. We
Yes.
totally just do not want to experience that.
Oh yes, definitely. We do whatever the cost is to avoid it.
Wow. So how do people overcome that in a relationship? I mean, that's like the foundation of our society, really, if you think about that. Romantic relationship, you need to be open with each other.
That's true. We are human, we're social beings. Like we do strive that connection with someone. It's very important to feel connected to somebody.
Yeah.
So like in therapy, I tell people to use I statements. So
I statements?
Yes.
What's that?
I statements, for example, if you're feeling, if you are unhappy with something, with someone, instead of saying you this, or instead of putting the blame on the person, you say, I feel hurt when this happens. So that is a good way to express your feelings and express your emotions, and that's what I encourage shy people to do, is to not be afraid to open yourself up and tell the person how you feel. And showing your emotions and sharing your feelings can be a little scary sometimes.
Yeah, but I like the technique that you just gave, because when you point fingers at someone else, they automatically go into like defense mode.
Definitely. They're like, what? What do you mean?
Yeah,
then it all falls apart.
Yeah.
Yes, it definitely turns like it doesn't turn out good.
Yeah. So can we talk about maybe costumes in the bedroom? I know we brought that up earlier. So maybe why do some people wear costumes in the bedroom? Is it to let out an alter ego? And
I think so. It could be like a fantasy alter ego or some kind of fun, or like being a different person, like a split personality. And They may not be too good, but okay. Like an alter ego is a way to kind of like be someone else that can't be judged, basically, because it's not you, it's someone else. Like, hey, you can't judge this character because it's not who I am. And also it's a way to maybe, I don't know, engage more with your partner and make them happy.
Now, I wonder, that kind of raises a concern in my head, because you are going into an alter ego and someone that's not really who you are. Could that be potentially a bad thing because you're not being genuine and you're not really connecting? Or is that maybe just a good way to cope with these issues or with shyness?
That's true. It can be a double-edged sword. So I say it's a good start. It's a good start. I wouldn't say do it like, for long term. Okay. I would say it's a good start as far as helping yourself to engage with other people. For example, one of the chapters talk about dogs. And
you actually talk about talking to dogs. So people might think you're crazy, but we all do it.
I know, that's true. Everyone talks to dogs, and I don't mean like, well, maybe even when you are by yourself, you can talk to your dog.
I talk to my cat.
Okay. Yeah,
I do. I really do.
Animal. That's cute.
Yeah, and
he's
like meow meow. He talks back to me.
Yes, they do that.
So they are receptive.
Yeah, and that can be a good way to practice. Like, you talk to your dog or your pet and say, "Hey, how are you doing?" And you pet them, and this is a way to help, like, gain empathy, and the same empathy you get with people when they are going through bad situation. You can show that love, show that concern to people, and dogs are a wonderful way. You can walk them. They're a wonderful way to engage with people in the community and your neighborhood.
Yeah, that's true. Walking your dog.
You can run into people that you never knew were on your block.
You could pick up girls.
Yeah. Go to the dog park and start.
That's how guys can overcome their shyness.
Now that's what they do, right?
This program is brought to you by
Anaheim Stoneworks, the company that has taken all the obstacles out of your way. From start to finish, Anaheim Stoneworks takes care of each and every step to give your home the unique look that you've been dreaming of. Anaheim Stoneworks. Quality from start to finish.
Master Toddy LA Training Center offers authentic Muay Thai training with locations in Bangkok, Pomona, and Anaheim. For more information, visit mastertoddyla.com. Yes. Well, you were actually talking about that. You brought up something really interesting earlier about how you have a lot of very smart, very good-looking friends who they go out to the bar and maybe guys don't approach them and they can't understand why, and that's discouraging to them. But I think it's because it's intimidating maybe for a guy. Do you think so?
Yeah, it's part of that. But also I still think they should be the one to step the plate up and go and say, hey, you look nice, or what's your name, or what do you do, or something. But I have a lot of that for my friends that I hang out with, that they never really get approached and they just feel like, what's wrong? What's going on? Is it me? And I said, no, I think it's happening to a lot of women here and in America, or especially in the big cities.
Yeah, our gender roles are changing for sure.
Yes, and talking about big cities, Los Angeles, I do not know about Orange County, but LA County has 10 million people approximately. But
that's a lot.
That's a lot. You just kind of feel like you're like sucked up and swallowed in a, space, an empty hole. And so you have to sometimes make an extra effort. You have to kind of put yourself out there.
Absolutely.
So you don't kind of get too isolated.
Absolutely. So what about happiness and health? Because that's another thing that I think you focus on as well. How does being happy and positive actually affect you in your health?
Yes, it has a lot of big contribution to your health. For example, if someone is shy, and it can lead to isolation because they fear being criticized, they fear being judged. Yeah. So they decide not to go to that party, or they decide not to go on that date, and
that causes stress, right?
Yes, and that stress sometimes can turn into depression or just feeling lonely, because then they start to feel lonely, and then they become depressed. They may engage in substance abuse, and definitely that's not good. Your immune system become very weak, and then you can be more vulnerable to diseases or sicknesses. And you mentioned that. Yes, I must be very happy because I never get sick. Which is good.
Yeah, I haven't been sick in over a year, and I think it's a combination of being mentally stable, being emotionally healthy, and being physically healthy.
Oh,
So
yes.
that means kind of taking care of all those aspects of my life. It's not just
true.
one thing in isolation. It's not just the health. It's not just the mental. It's not just the physical.
Oh, yes.
Physical?
Physical, yes.
I don't even know anymore. But
Hey,
yeah.
it's all, everything counts,
Right,
right?
so
Even
it's-
the way you eat, right?
It all counts.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's true. I really agree. When you feel good about your body, you definitely feel more confident as well, right?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
Yes, and some things you can do is like try a class. They have some that are free, some are that just do a trial
Right.
and just check it out.
Yeah, and the other thing I also highly recommend, I don't know if you would agree with this, is like not just going to the gym and running on a treadmill. It's like actually learning a new sport, learning a new
yes.
skill, right? So you're kind of killing two birds with one stone.
That's true. I love that idea. And I will bring up that I took a tango class last year.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes, it was an intense 3-month tango boot camp. And,
Yeah.
and I did get a good workout at the same time. And then I learned this new dance and it was fun. Met a lot
Yeah.
of people.
Exactly. That's another way to overcome your shyness too, right?
Yes.
You're in a group meeting people.
Yes, I do encourage that. Sometimes the gym can get a little bit, redundant after a while.
Yeah, and I'm
boring.
actually like making all these connections now. It's like when you go to a gym, it kind of encourages, I feel like, in my opinion, negative body image. And it doesn't help the shyness, right? Because you're not really talking with people or engaging with people.
Yeah.
I still think it's good, don't get me wrong.
Yes.
But maybe it's better to do something where, like you said, the interest groups.
That's true. I do understand what you mean because when I go, I'm just like alone on a treadmill by myself,
Your
right?
headphones in.
Yes, with my headphones and no one else exists.
Right.
And the class is different. You get to talk to people and you get to
Yeah.
know about their lives. And then one thing leads to another. For example, in the class, one person had a dinner party. They
Yeah.
invite people, so you become like a family.
Exactly.
And that's one thing I do encourage people who are very shy. For example, like people who are on the autism spectrum or Asperger spectrum, I'm sorry, they are not really good with changes and they are very shy as far as being around big groups. So I encourage them to do structural activities, and those are ones that are kind of like, repetitive things with the same people.
Right, right.
So they kind of
That's
get used to it, and it becomes like a family, and they become very, confident after a while. They start to get a higher self-esteem, and they did a study on people with Asperger's at a college, and then they noticed that their GPA had increased.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I love that.
I know.
That's really cool.
Yeah, that was really amazing. So
Yeah.
their confidence actually helped them in their studies.
Of course, yeah. And
Yes.
and the social relationships, I'm sure, was helping them to get the resources that they needed. Like, I know from sports that I have two of my best friends were from sports. One was from like cheerleading and martial arts, and I
Okay.
met my boyfriend through Muay Thai. So like
wow.
sports and like exercise has been a big thing in my life. So I agree with it 100%.
Yes, it's definitely a good way to feel healthy and meet people and try new things. So I don't know. So other things that I'm excited about is how maybe I can, bring about happiness into the plate. So one of my studies for my dissertation will be on happiness. So
I know, I love that. Can you talk a little bit more about your dissertation?
yes, hopefully I can give a little preview. So my dissertation, there are several studies out there that shows that acts of kindness can increase happiness. Yes.
What kinds of acts of kindness?
Like simple
What can
things.
people do?
Yes, just like helping someone. Like, for example, if you see someone at a grocery store, like help them like carry a bag or just kind of like offer a compliment and like little things to family. You can do acts of just telling them that, hey, I really appreciate when, you did this. Or just offering some kind of help to someone. Something that, it doesn't have to be a costly thing, but it can just
absolutely
be
not.
something very simple as far as giving someone a ride or offering.
Right, or opening the door for someone. Like,
yes.
so, I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, so I hope that can really, find some kind of connection with that also with shyness, but I think it does increase self-esteem. For example, I do have in the chapter, it's called altruistic love, and I think altruism is a really big thing.
Yeah,
And it's similar
it is.
to acts of kindness. You give things without receiving anything back.
Yeah.
So
But it makes you feel good.
Yeah,
I mean, really,
yes.
we get so caught up in like our everyday you know, like speed of life and just getting crazy, and we get in this tunnel vision. I'm like, I don't want to even talk to this person.
Yes.
But actually, you know, like lifting your head up off your phone and saying hi to someone or opening the door for someone will actually help combat that stress.
That's true. We do not think about it in the moment. We think, oh, you're right. We're just kind of like, you know, all investing in ourselves or just worrying about what we're going through. And little things can definitely like open doors. Like for me, when I go to do my family sessions in therapy, like, you know, I'm so excited. Sometimes I buy like chalk or some like Play-Doh.
Right.
And it's just nothing, very simple thing. It only costs like a couple of dollars. And the kids are so excited. They're like, where did you get this? And I'm like, okay. And it's just like little things.
It's a thought that matters.
Yeah,
it really is. It really is a thought that matters.
Yes.
It makes you feel validated by
Yes.
other people.
It does. It really makes me feel good that I made somebody's day really amazing, and I connect families and you know, brothers and sisters. Otherwise, they would be fighting, but I brought them together. And
I hate Sally today.
Yeah, they're having a better day now.
Good. Well, thank you so much. I think ending on that note is perfect. I love that. And I love the work that you're doing and helping other people and focusing on happiness.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you too, Sophia. I really do appreciate being invited to your show, and I'm very interested on the things that you're doing and the things that you want to pursue in the future.
Thank you. Hi guys, if you like the show, please subscribe to my channel, Sophia Silva, and follow me on Instagram or hit like on my Facebook page, and thank you for watching.
All conversation and information exchanged during participation in the sophiasilva.org website, Sophia Silva YouTube channel, or interaction with and all social media sites is intended for information and entertainment purposes only, and should not be considered a professional diagnosis or treatment. Do not confuse this information with treatment or medical advice or directions per se. Nothing posted on this site supplements or supersedes the direction of your medical caretakers. Sophia Silva, MA, does not provide the information on these pages to substitute for individualized therapy. No claim to cure, treat, diagnose, or otherwise provide mental or behavioral health care is guaranteed, promised, or implied by this site. The same applies to any professionals who might appear on this site. This website contains links to other websites and resources. We take no responsibility for the content of other resources, electronic or written. If you're in need of any health services, please contact a licensed professional or call 911.